our first mock voter. Yay!
Student leaders at Montgomery College in Rockville, Maryland, recently set up a mock polling booth with sample ballots and invited election officials to conduct voter education. It's an effort to get students ready to vote in the November U.S. presidential election.
Today's event was all about voter education and letting people see the polls, see what they were going to experience at the polls.
Participants like Akyan Demong seem appreciative.
I just want to see how it feels like voting for the first time, because this is my first time voting for the actual presidential election. I want to see what is the procedure.
These young voters care about a range of issues.
Financial issues with the debt of the country. I don't really understand much of it, but if I look at it, it looks like a big number. I don't understand why it's that high.
So I would say climate change is important, reproductive rights.
I think for many people, America's role in the world is a very important issue, particularly for young voters.
In the U.S. presidential race between Republican Donald Trump and Democrat Kamala Harris, most of the students we interviewed would not reveal who they'll be voting for. But the U.S. state of Maryland, a stronghold for Democrats, is expected to go for Harris. So we asked the head of the Georgia Young Republicans, Jacqueline Harn, what issues matter to her Republican peers. For many, she said, it's about the economy.
Between housing, between inflation with grocery prices and gas prices ever increasing, it's unaffordable to live and have a family right now.
And how should campaigns go about reaching young voters?
You're not going to reach a Gen Z voter by doing a phone bait and phone calling them because they probably have a spam blocker on their phone, or they're just not going to answer a number they don't know. Because we're the social media generation. Everything that we looked at is on social media. We did our news from social media.
Democratic social media influencer Harry Sisson agrees.
And I'd say primarily, maybe the main news app for young people is probably TikTok. That's my main platform. And whatever reason that may be, I think it's mostly because it's digestible. A lot of these news segments that you see on TikTok are 30 to 60 seconds.
Meantime, in Herndon, Virginia, Kamala Harris supporter Camila Alfonso Mesa goes house to house, trying to encourage people to vote for her candidate. They don't always open the door, but she keeps at it.
Hi, definitely Harris supporters.
She says that Harris replacing President Joe Biden in the presidential race was invigorating for young Democrats.
I have seen a big shift in energy and enthusiasm since the vice president became the nominee.
Alfonso Mesa thinks the Gen Z voting bloc of over 40 million young people could make a real difference in the presidential election. Laurel, Bowman, VOA News.